Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Dads, One Green. If you're new to the channel, we are on Spotify and YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's May 27th, 2025. Hey Joe.
Hey Patrick, how's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Not too bad. I think it's been a good while since we spoke. I think this was meant to be a bi-weekly sort of conversation, but I think it's been over a month.
Yeah, it's been a while.
What have you been up to?
We did a little bit of a family trip and
Nice.
work, various family friend parties, that sort of thing. So it's just been pretty busy.
Where'd you go on the trip?
We went to Ireland, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good time. The mother.
You're Irish, right?
Yeah, partially.
So it's a root searching type of trip.
Yeah, well, maybe
Family
not
roots.
family roots there. Maybe not searching for them necessarily.
Okay.
Um,
So you've already done this trip a couple times, I presume.
yeah, actually, I've been to Ireland a couple times. So first time with the two kids though. So
Oh, fun. How did did they like the trip? Did they enjoy?
yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, I mean, they're only about to be 3 and 1. The 3-year-old, I think, had a good time. He even when we were there, he kept asking, "Where's Ireland?" I think he was thinking there was going to be some sort of landmark or something to signify that we were there. But
How old do you think the kids start to kind of enjoy like trips like this more?
ugh, yeah, I don't know. To be honest, it's got to be a little bit older.
Okay, but at least your older son, he's
Yeah,
at least aware.
yeah, he's aware. I think he had a good time being with family as well. One of my sisters, my brother, and his now fiance came. They actually got engaged there, so that was fun
Oh,
too.
well, congratulations to them.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then my wife and I and the two boys, and then my parents also met us there. So yeah, it was a good time for the most part. Definitely a bit tougher traveling internationally with two kids, but we figured it out, and it was super helpful to have some extra family there to help out when needed.
Did your kids play a role in the proposal? I assume there's some kind of a proposal
Yeah.
from your
Uh,
brother.
yeah, no, they we were just on kind of like a hike sort of a situation, and they just sort of went off on their own for a little bit, so
Okay.
we couldn't actually see what was going on.
I see. It was on a group thing.
Yeah, correct. I mean, I could physically see he was off in the distance, kneeling down, but obviously couldn't hear anything that was going on.
Yeah, he didn't want the others around in case there was a rejection.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, although it would have been pretty brutal if there was, because she was staying with us too, so that would have been awkward.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them. How long were you in Ireland again?
Yeah, we were there for like 8 days, 8
Okay.
nights. So we went kind of in the southwest area called Ring of Kerry for a few days. Then we went up a little bit further north into Galway, which is where some of my family is from. We we went to the house that my great grandpa grew up in, so that was fun to see.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Any family members still there, like in the house, or?
No. Yeah. Family owned it for a while, and we're renting it out. But the most recent owner passed away last year or the year before, so I'm not sure who owns it now, actually.
I see. Well,
But
sorry to hear.
yeah, no, that's all right. We weren't super close, but yeah, to answer your question, I'm sure we have family there, but don't really keep in contact with them. Pretty extended family.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, with this being also a golf podcast, do you do any golf activities in Ireland?
No, we didn't have a ton of time for external golf activities. Drove by a couple, which looked nice.
A couple golf courses.
Yeah. One is called La Hinch. And I think it's supposed to be like...
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the St. Andrews of Ireland, I think. But I don't know... or it's based on St. Andrews something. I'll have to look it up. But that course looked really nice, but I'm pretty sure it's like $400 to play it, so definitely wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been to Ireland, so no knowledge, or not a lot of knowledge either on Ireland's golf courses. So
yeah,
apologize for my ignorance.
No, that's all right. I've only golfed there once, so I don't know them very well either.
How did the younger son handle the trip? This is like a 9-hour flight?
Yeah, I think it was like 7-ish there, a little over 7, and then longer on the way back. They were pretty good for the most part. Slept on the way there. We took an overnight flight, so that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were
just not the first rodeo for the older one, right?
Yeah, we had actually gone to Spain with him. lucky little guy. Not gonna remember it, but he's had a privileged life so far.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good. Yeah, we can talk more about the trip a little bit as well. But yeah, I was on a trip last couple of weeks as well with the wife and daughter. We actually went back to Asia. So I went home for 2 weeks in Taiwan. With wife and daughter. First international trip for the daughter, and then also first time in Taiwan for both my wife and the daughter. So, family's pretty excited to meet both of them. More excitement for the daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad's from Malaysia, so none of his family members are in Taiwan. So mostly just family events with my mom's family.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Like just parties and stuff.
Just it's part of that Asian culture. A lot of social events revolve around just eating together. So there's a lot of eating. I went back to Taiwan for 2 weeks. Just stayed with the parents, so it was good to see the house I grew up in, I guess.
Did you get to sleep in your childhood bed?
I did.
Oh, nice.
But that was the house we moved into like after, I don't know, I was already in junior high at the time. So it wasn't really like the house of my childhood. But
okay, so it wasn't the house you grew up in.
I was still growing up
I know.
when I was living there, so sort of, yeah. But yeah, house is still standing. I think my parents redid the kitchen, so it looks nice.
Nice.
But yeah, no, otherwise not much has changed. Yeah, I think my daughter was very excited to be around like so many people for a change, as opposed to just me and the wife.
Yeah.
And her here in the States.
Yeah, so
it
was first time meeting a lot of family. Your mom has come to visit, right?
But my mom's met Emma and my wife, but for my dad still, first time.
Yeah. Is that pretty exciting for him?
Yeah, I can tell he was pretty excited. My daughter was a little, I think, scared, I don't know, or intimidated at first, so she kept crying when he was holding her. But after a while, it was okay. She was much better with, my other like aunts and other family members for whatever reason. So I think at first my dad was a little discouraged by the reaction, but it was fine afterwards. So it was a good trip. 2 weeks in Taiwan, where I grew up, And then after that, on the way back, a week in Japan, which was also nice. Been to Japan many times, so one of my
Many. What's
Yeah.
what's the quantity of many?
geez,
Like more than 10?
it might be more than 10 because
Wow.
when I was growing up, Japan's close, right,
Yeah, I
to
guess.
Taiwan, so
Yeah.
I've been yeah, it's
That's
I
like
think the first time I was in like Disneyland in Tokyo, I was still in a stroller. I don't remember anything, so I was
oh,
pretty young.
okay.
Yeah, so it's like one of these trips that we were now doing with our kids.
Yeah.
I've done that with my parents in Japan. So yeah, one of my favorite countries in the world to visit. So that was fun.
Nice. What did you guys do there?
So by the way, this is my wife also loves Japan. So
Oh, well, that's
it's
good.
just a place we want to go together. Actually, first kind of international trip for like the two of us together as well after getting married. So, so we were there for a week, a couple of days in Kyoto, just kind of visiting, just sightseeing mostly. Temple, shrines, that street where they filmed like memoirs of a geisha.
Oh,
It's pretty good. A little challenging with the baby in the stroller.
yeah.
Those temples are built on hillsides, many stairs, so that kind of prevented us from going to some of the places we wanted to go. Plus, we had to, now with the baby, you have to kind of work around, her feeding,
Right.
changing schedules. So it's a
Yeah.
little harder to do all the things we want to do, like
Yeah.
as opposed to before pre-baby. But
Yep.
still, a good experience, kind of rewarding. And then towards the second half of that trip to Japan, a couple of days in Osaka. Big city, so it's more like a shopping type
Okay.
of thing. But
Did you
it's
guys
very
did you bring back a lot of souvenirs and
maybe
purchased
not as
items?
not as much as we wanted to. So this was our first kind of trip with the daughter, like a long international flight. We kind of overpacked a little bit, so
Yeah.
we had like a lot of like we brought way too much clothes than we needed.
Yep.
Just because we thought we might, we just needed backup. So yeah, there weren't that much space. Like on the way back, we actually bought an extra suitcase just to put in the stuff we bought. But yeah, we bought some stuff, not as much as maybe we had thought we would. I didn't even do any golf purchases or activities in
Oh,
Japan.
that's a
so
bummer.
that was a bummer. Yeah, Japan it's also pretty big on golf.
Yeah. Well, I guess we didn't really bring back a whole lot for the podcast about golf on this trip.
No, but we'll try to plan better in a future trip, and maybe we'll have something to show for
Yeah.
next. But one golf activity I did do when I was in Taiwan was so I think I mentioned in maybe the first episode, I started playing golf while I was in junior high, like middle school. So I went back to the driving range where I learned how to golf. I also apparently my parents still kept the clubs I played when I started playing, so I had those. They feel a lot shorter now.
Yeah. I bet.
So I took those to the driving range and hit a few
Oh.
shots. I have some videos that I can put on the.
Are they way shorter?
They're not like hilariously short, but they're shorter and lighter.
Okay.
Like the driver head is like half the size of
Yeah.
or the modern adult.
Did
driver
you
heads.
break any of the clubs swinging too hard?
No, I was surprised they still functioned, and although the driver head was like way too small for me to put the ball on the tee to tee off, so I had to hit it off the deck, and surprisingly easy to hit. I was
Really?
amazed. Yeah, I think it's the shorter length.
Yeah, maybe should have packed that in the bag, the extra suitcase.
Maybe. Yeah, but I still like my current clubs better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised to see not much has changed on the driving range either. I thought they would maybe try to make some improvements, but I didn't see any. Uh, it's still kind of it's not like a fancy driving range at all. Pretty basic. I was also surprised to see because um, you kind of have to go to the counter and purchase like balls. They came in like these baskets.
Yep.
And then at the counter, they also have like a list of instructors, golf instructors.
Oh.
And then the instructor I learned golf is still teaching there.
Oh, no way.
I mean, when I was learning golf in junior high, he must have been like in his 50s. I feel like so.
Wow.
He's pretty old by now. But I'm surprised he's still teaching. But I didn't see him there. But
Okay.
I saw him on the list. I was shocked.
Yeah, you should have asked. Should have asked for a tune-up.
I definitely needed one. But maybe it goes to show you golf and maybe helps promote health,
Yeah.
longevity.
Clearly.
The only difference was that I spotted was the balls were way more expensive now. I think I think a basket is like 50 balls. They're charging now about it's like $6-7 for that.
Wow.
It's not that cheap. My recollection was it was way cheaper back in the day.
Yeah. That sounds a lot like around
It's
here.
like U.S. prices.
U.S. Yeah. So it used to be a lot cheaper though.
It used to be a lot cheaper. I think it used to be more like $3, something like that.
Well, one thing that is not getting better with age.
No. But yeah,
That's
I got
fun.
50 balls to hit, and it was fun.
That's
The
what
balls
you guys
seem
do.
like they're also 20 years old. They're very, they're like almost the grooves are kind of like worn out.
Yeah. It's an
They're almost
actual
smooth.
orb that you're hitting. No dimples.
And that also the other thing I noticed was it's not a long driving range. I think when I first started playing, the end of the net of the driving range seemed like such a long ways away. But now it's like I'm like hitting random shots and it's like haven't even reached the apex and it's already hitting the net.
Nice.
So
That's
the
what's
passage of time.
Yeah. I guess that instructor knew what he was doing.
Still need a tune-up. I feel like. But,
That's all right.
But
Now
yeah.
you've got your own clubs back home.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, it was a good trip. Yeah, Japan was still as great as I remembered. In contrast with the expensive driving range balls I experienced in Taiwan, the food was so cheap. Well, both in Taiwan and Japan, the food is
really
ridiculously cheap. I don't remember if we went to like a conveyor belt sushi place in Chicago together.
I don't think we ever did that.
Okay, there was a place in Schaumburg. I don't know if we
Okay.
went. Maybe not, but
Yeah.
have you been to those places where
I
the
think
sushi's
that-
on a belt?
No, for whatever reason I
Okay.
haven't.
But you kind of know
Lot
what
of that.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a couple places in Japan doing that. Well, I mean, you kind of know the prices of sushi in the States, right?
Yeah.
So we went to a couple places in Japan, and like each plate of sushi is like, let me do a quick conversion. Like the cheapest ones, and they're not like crappy. They're like like tuna sushi.
Yeah.
It's like 70 cents.
What?
Yeah, per plate, and that's like it's
How
like
many
a
rolls?
plate
That's
of
like
two.
a full roll. Two full
It's
rolls.
like two of those the nigiri, which is like the
Yeah.
a piece of the fish on top of the rice.
Yep.
Yeah, like 70 cents
Wow.
about. So we ate a lot. Too bad
That's-
the daughter couldn't enjoy, but maybe sometime in the future.
Yeah. Is she? She's eating more food though, right?
Yeah. So we did. She's almost 1 now. She's like 10 months. So we've been allowing her to try more normal solid foods. So we did a lot of that in Taiwan. Taiwan's known for a lot of good fruit, tropical fruits. So she tried a lot of that. she really definitely enjoyed that.
Yeah.
A lot of different variety, as opposed to the same old formula.
Right.
But yeah, we gave her a lot of new things to try.
Nice.
Yeah. How about for your younger one? Did he, experiment with any Irish food during this trip?
I mean, I guess Irish food isn't really anything to write home about. I mean, it's fine. It's you know, stereotypically a lot of potatoes, whether that's fries, chips, what have you.
I mean, plenty of potatoes in American cuisine, so I guess
Yeah,
not too different.
yeah. There's a lot of like good seafood stuff, though. We were in a few areas along the water, so that's always good. But yeah, he will eat pretty much anything and a lot of it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we actually had his first birthday party a couple weekends ago, and he like physically shakes when he's excited for food coming, and like flails his arms like this. So it's pretty funny to watch. So yeah, you could put anything in front of his plate and he'll probably eat it. So he also enjoyed that.
My daughter also loves eating. I think after the experience, kind of with the barrage of different foods in Taiwan, I think during the time you could, I could hold just my hand towards her mouth, and she would think something is coming, and she would be like just opening her mouth automatically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she, definitely a young foodie.
Yeah.
Seems like for in both our households.
Yeah, seems like it.
Did the kids do okay with were there any jet lag going in or in Ireland and also coming back?
It was definitely worse on the way back. The first few days they were waking up in the morning pretty early, like 4 a.m., that sort of thing. And on the way there, it was pretty okay the first night. I think they might have been sick, so maybe that helped sleep. But yeah, for the most part, pretty good. Got used to it pretty quick.
How was the weather there? Like about the same?
Oh my god, it was unbelievable. There was
like
Ireland's
good or bad?
Good.
Okay.
Ireland is fairly well known for a lot of rain, and it did not rain
Yes.
once when we were there.
Oh wow.
At least in the areas where we were, so we really lucked out on some great weather.
Wow.
So
that's
that made it
fantastic.
extra enjoyable, and the views were a lot better without clouds and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really great.
Good. Yeah. I think for my Asia trip, like when I looked, the temperature wise was about the same, but when I got there, oh my goodness, it was like 200% more humid there, and it was terrible. Like
That's
70
fun.
degrees there with, I don't know, like 80% humidity is like
That
unbearable.
sounds-
Like I need some air conditioning type.
Is there air conditioning? Is
yes,
it common?
Fortunately,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just way too humid and unbearable. At least Taiwan is just that way.
So how the heck do you
But-
golf in that? That sounds miserable.
That's why growing up I hated, or not hated, but it wasn't that enjoyable because usually we'll golf in the summer, like when I was on summer break,
Yeah.
from school, and it's like like 90 and 90, 90 degrees and 90%
Ugh.
humidity, and it's just like horrendous.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Add that to just not being good at golf, and it's just like not a good experience.
Recipe for disaster.
Yeah. So at least it's still kind of early summer, so it when we were on this trip, so it wasn't like unbearable yet. Japan was a little better, but still more humid than here. So, but yeah, when I got back to Connecticut, it was like 60 degrees here, and I needed it, I needed my jackets.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
It's been a
cool.
little cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think during this trip, the PGA Championship happened.
Yes, it did.
Did you watch? Were you in Ireland?
No, I was home.
Oh, okay.
It actually was coinciding with my son's birthday party. So we had
It
a
was
lot of.
it was a viewing slash birthday party.
Yeah, we had it was actually a golf themed birthday party, so
Oh.
that was fun. Yeah, a lot
What
of
what
just
kind
like
of golf?
decoration type
Okay.
things, flags, golf balls, all that stuff.
Okay.
Um, Golf decorated cake.
Oh. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Pictures.
Yeah, somewhere I definitely do. We'll try and get one in there.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, my mom is a master baker, so she loves baking and does a pretty good job.
Wait, so your mom made this?
Yeah, she made a cake. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanna see this.
Yeah. Yeah, and then yeah, my wife's cousin made an individual cake for Jack, sugar free, for him to
Nice.
go to town on when we sang happy birthday. So that was fun too.
Okay. Nice. My wife would enjoy that as well. A sugar free cake.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't. She's more like health conscious in terms of
Okay.
food. So yeah, she's very mindful of any sugars.
Okay.
Which okay, so one interesting thing I noticed was in Asia during this trip, which I haven't noticed before because in the past I didn't really care about sugar intake, but
Yeah.
there's just a lack of options in terms of like the sugar alternatives.
Okay.
Like your Splenda and whatnot.
Right.
We had to. It was really tough, and I feel like they only have Equal for some reason. They don't have Splenda or anything else, and I don't know why. I can't figure it out, and it's actually very not common. So sugar alternatives hard to find. Grocery stores like pretty much all whole milk.
Really?
Yeah. So shocking, right? You think Asians look skinnier, but their diets are not really that healthy.
Or maybe have really good metabolism
Maybe.
or something.
Maybe. But yeah, it was because pretty used to getting like a 2% here.
Yeah.
In terms of milk, but there it's like, we were purchasing milk from those convenience stores
Right.
in Asia, which is very very common. But you go to like 5 stores, and maybe one of them will carry like a 2%. It's mostly whole milk, but which is fine. I think whole milk tastes better anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, so did you enjoy the championship? Did you actually get to watch, or was there?
So I wasn't really able to watch on Sunday because we were getting ready for the party at our house. So I was like periodically catching shots here and there. It seemed like it was mostly a blowout. I think Scheffler pretty much ran away with it, and although there was a time when I happened to be looking on Sunday that maybe he was only like one ahead, or maybe they were tied. Him and Rahm and DeChambeau were up there, like all tied, I think, at once. So that was then shaping
Who
up.
were
to
you
be,
rooting for?
None
of them.
Well, out of
Rory
those,
was out of contention.
Yeah. I mean, my pick was to Bryson to win, so that would have been the vote. I think Rahm is probably my favorite player out of those three, but yeah. So it was maybe exciting for a little bit, and then by the end of it, kind of not a super star-studded leaderboard. I'm just looking at it.
Well, you still did better than I did because I watched none of it. I was in Japan, so time difference, and none of the hotels were showing any golf.
Yeah, I
so,
bet. that was a little
I missed
frustrating.
it. But as you alluded to earlier, we did do our picks. I did, I think both of us, we made our picks, 5 bets on the
Yep.
tournament before, on maybe the Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, I think
Before the
everyone,
tournament started. Yeah.
yeah, I think everyone listening will know that I clearly did not make them during the tournament based on the results. But yeah, we can get into that.
All right. Do you want to get into that now?
Yeah, why not? I guess I'll start with it would have been the worst finish out of the bets I did. Top 30, which I thought was going to be achievable for Mr. Max Homa, who's won twice.
He's kind of getting back into shape.
Yeah, and he's
Playing
won
shape.
twice there. So I thought maybe he would be on the right track. But I think he ended up, tied for 60 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So not great. He did have his second round, he crushed. I think he was like 7 under, maybe he shot 64. So at that point, he was actually kind of up there on the leaderboard. So I thought that bet was going to be a little more doable, but didn't work out that way. Then the next bet, I took a page out of your book. Oh, I should say Homa to finish top 30 was plus 235.
Okay.
Then I took a page out of your book and went for a Patrick Reed top 20 finish just based on how well things went at the Masters. And that failed miserably. He missed the cut, and that would have been plus 210. And then we get into the really disappointing, which was a Justin Thomas top 10 finish at plus 175.
I had high hopes for him as well, as I will explain later, but yeah, that was disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, multiple PGA Championship winner, seemed like he was turning things around with his recent win, but was not to be. And then I thought Rory at a top 5 pick at plus 100 was a fairly safe 50-50 kind of bet. And that also didn't pan out too well. He either had the Masters hangover or he's achieved everything he's wanted and is going to fall off the face of the earth. I don't know, from a golfing perspective.
Yeah, let's see what happens in the U.S. Open and maybe, as well during the Open, back in Northern Ireland, if that ignites the fire again for him.
Yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, we'll have to see about that. And then, as I mentioned, I did actually think Bryson might pull this one out. He's been playing pretty well, so I had him to win at plus 900. I think, what did he end up finishing? Tied
T2.
for second. So
yeah.
Pretty close. If it wasn't for that Scotty Scheffler guy.
Close, but still 5 strokes.
Yeah.
behind. And
Yeah.
Scheffler.
Yeah. So doing the math on that, I got 0. So
okay, nice.
25 down. So maybe
an
you'll be
opportunity for me to catch up a little bit. So my 5 picks. Okay, so here we go. So to win, so as I alluded to earlier, JT plus 2200 was my winner pick. Again, keeping the streak alive of picking winners who missed the cut. JT misses the cut. Pretty disappointing there. I thought he would at least make the cut. But anyway. So I was making these picks in Japan. So I had, Japanese special top 10 finish, Hideki for plus 360. Didn't work out there either. I'm not even
make
sure.
The cut?
Let's look real quick. He did not miss the cuts as well. Speaking of missed cuts, I also had young phenom Ludwig Oberg, top 5 finish. So a lot of confidence in the young man. For plus 500, he also missed a cut. So
man,
3 in a row. So let's get to maybe the good parts. So I had Koepka, so Brooksy, missing the cut, plus 165. So
Wow.
that he delivered. It was not great. So I missed the cut there.
Yeah, he's kind of been struggling of late.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the live tour lifestyle.
Yeah,
Um,
could be. But he
Or
used to
not.
be able to turn it on in the majors.
yeah, he used to be
But
able to just kind of cruise in the normal tournaments, and then you know
yeah,
when it actually mattered, I guess he'll turn it on.
yeah.
But he turned it on for me, so delivered here, missing the cut. So that was good. And then my fifth pick was for Bryson, top live golfer. So he delivered there. So thanks to a ROM.
Yeah, meltdown.
Yeah, meltdown towards the end. So that was plus 200. So that was good as well.
Nice.
So yeah. So counting again, Masters, Patrick Reed, and now Brooks, Bryson. So live golfers kind of delivering for me
Yeah,
so
maybe,
far.
that's the kind of bets you got to stick with.
Yeah, so we'll do the calculations afterwards. So learn my lesson from our last
Yeah.
episode, not to do math during the recording. So
Yeah.
I have the results on the screen. So let's see how close I can get.
Yeah.
Tournaments.
Yeah. And
Um,
then we'll start it up again for the U.S. Open in a
which is
couple
in 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
it's coming up. Our next episode, we might have to make picks again. So
Yeah, that'll be fun.
yep, looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Dads, One Green. Be good, play better, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, hopefully this time.